Hi, welcome to today's lesson. Today's learning target is I can use the lowest common denominator method when one denominator is a multiple of the other. Today's lesson is all about a shortcut. Let's learn it. All right, so here we have our first problem, 1/2 plus 5/6. And the thing I want to teach you today is that the first question you should ask yourself is one denominator a multiple of the other denominator? So let's just focus on our two denominators for now. Here we have them. We have 2 and 6. Is one of these denominators a multiple of the other denominator? Yes, it is. 6 is a multiple of 2. Another way to say that is 2 times 3 will get us to 6. If we recognize that, we can use this to our advantage. It means all we have to do is find one equivalent fraction. And we can leave this other fraction alone. So let's do that. To solve this problem, 1/2 plus 5/6, all we have to do is find an equivalent fraction for 1/2 with 6 in the denominator. So we've already done most of the work. We've recognized that 2 times 3 is 6. So let's put the 3 here in the denominator, right? And that'll give us 6 as our new denominator. And because we've used this 3 in the denominator, we multiplied it by the 2. We have to do the same thing to the numerator. That's how we make an equivalent fraction, right? We multiply both parts of the fraction by the same number. So 3 times 1, well, that's 3. And check it out, 3/6 is the same as 1/2. They're equivalent. And now all we have to do is copy down the 5/6. We don't have to change that. We don't have to find any more equivalent fractions because 6 is already the denominator. And now we're done. We just have to add. So let's do that. 3 plus 5, that is 8. 8/6 would be our answer today. Now I have this table over here just in case you wanted a second method, a second way to find out whether or not one denominator is a multiple of the other. And since we're checking, what we could have done if we needed to was we could have said, okay, we're looking at the smaller denominator. Is this a number we can multiply to get to 6? And we could have written that denominator here, 2, and then we just fill out the chart, kind of like we did yesterday and the day before. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. Oh, and there you go. This 6 here would be that denominator that we need, right? The one that matches up with the denominator that we already had in the other fraction. Now this table you don't have to use, okay? This is just an option. Let's try one more. Here we have 9/25 plus 3/5. Is one of these denominators a multiple of the other? Yes. Which denominator is a multiple of the other? You got it. 25 is a multiple of 5. In other words, 5 times something will get us to 25, right? And that number is, of course, 5. 5 times 5 is 25. So that means all we have to do is find one equivalent fraction. So 5 times 5, that's going to be 25, right? And because we've multiplied the 5 times 5 here, we have to do the same thing to the numerator in order to find an equivalent fraction. 3 times 5, that is 15. So 15/25 is exactly equivalent to 3/5. And now we just copy down the other fraction, the first fraction that we had, because the denominator is already 25. Our denominators are the same. All we have left to do is add. 9 plus 15. And that is 24/25. How about it? Are you ready to try this work on your own? Today's learning target is I can use the lowest common denominator method when one denominator is a multiple of the other.